Let's navigate to the customer setup. All right, so these are the regular attributes that we have been discussing. The level is the one which will affect the AR module. If it's a new customer, you can do all processing for the customer, including the generating the bill and receivables and things like that. If it's a prospect customer, I mean the level is prospect, you would not be able to see that customer within the receivables module. And similarly, if it's a regular, again you will not be able to see that in the receivable module, but you can enter the invoice or sales order if it's a regular customer. Short-term customer, you can use it for sales, things like that. But it is a customer. Short-term customer is a regular. It's a customer, something similar to the new customer. And then the temporary customer is something similar to the regular customer. You can enter the invoice or sales order, things like that. So based on your requirement, you have to make sure that you set the level of the customer as per the requirement. And the type of the customer is like you just maintain the type of customer to group it. It's usually used for reporting purpose. So you could maintain multiple types. So customized, you can add the users, or you can add multiple lists by modifying the translate table. on the transferred values on the field. So you can use it for reporting purpose. And then these are all regular used by all other modules like currency code and rate type for this customer. And we have already looked at these attributes, the roles, and attributes that is going to affect the specific AR. Let's go to the next. You have to specify the AR specialist for this customer who will be dealing with this customer. You have to specify here. And the bottom portion of this page is related to the accounts receivable module. All right, so there are two groups within this page that that is part of the accounts receivable, the payment method options. So you have to specify what is the payment method, default payment method for this customer. What is the draft type is going to be. So you have to specify this. And the next, what is the direct debit group? What is the bank account? And then what is the draft document required? So we look at when we define the draft processing. When you look at the draft processing, we are going to define these types and everything. Basically, we need to capture this at the customer level, and then whether any approval required for this draft, you have to specify at the customer level, and also any direct debit profile ID you need to provide. You have to provide it here. Meaning, like if the customer is going to pay online, so you have to provide the profile. Similarly, if the customer is going to pay by credit card, you have to provide the profile of that customer. So these are defaults will appear when you actually enter the item. And then there is a partial, payment predictor options. So if we select that partial payment switch, which will then accept any underpayments, partial payment for underpayments, and then basically it allow you to accept that. And then if you select the payment predictor hold, it's going to prevent the payment predictor process from selecting this customer for processing. And there is a method called option. You have to specify the default payment predictor method, which we will discuss setting up the method later on. But you have to specify that method in order to use at the customer level. What payment predictor method that you're going to use it. Right. So for this customer. Next, that's going to affect the AR is payment terms group. So you have to specify the default payment terms, and then discount grace days. I remember, like yesterday, we discussed grace days and other at the other business unit level. So you can specify the number of grace days for the discounts. Like if we have a discount given if the customer pays within a certain number of days, you can give grace for that. Also, similarly, the grace days for due date. The bank holiday option is common. And write-off info. So maximum write-off amount for this customer, you can specify at this level. Similarly, maximum write-off percentages of the amount, you can specify it here. And then the days until write-off, how many days after you want, you will be allowed to write off an item amount. You can specify a number of days. So these are the attributes specific to ER on the customer table. Let's go to the next tab. Let's see any AR related attributes. And see any other